Welcome. You're tuned into the frequency where the red carpet meets the wreckage, where we pull back the velvet rope on celebrity dating and expose the glorious, cringe-worthy, and often hilarious train wrecks that happen when famous people try to find love on camera. We're not talking about your average celebrity romance. We're talking about the deep, often uncomfortable reality of what it takes to find a partner when your entire life is a public spectacle. And today, we're dissecting a recent television event that has everyone talking. A date so profoundly awkward, so beautifully uncomfortable, that it's become a legend in its own time. A date between a reality TV icon, a queen of the tabloid world, and a moody little something from another famous house. Yes, we're talking about Kerry Katona and her toe-curling date with Big Brother star Dylan Tennant. A date that, as a brand new report reveals, was never going to work because Kerry's heart was already with another man. And the secret romance that was blossoming behind the scenes is even more fascinating than the public disaster we all saw on screen. For those of you who have been living under a rock, or who perhaps have a healthy disinterest in celebrity gossip, let's set the scene. Kerry Katona is a name that needs no introduction. She's a pop star, a TV personality, a reality show veteran, a tabloid fixture for decades. She has lived her life, her loves, her heartbreaks, and her triumphs, all under the harsh, unforgiving glare of the public eye. From her days in Atomic, Kitten, to her well-documented relationships, she's a woman who has worn her heart on her sleeve and has been a constant source of public fascination. After a very public breakup with her fiancé, Ryan Mahoney, last November, a breakup that came with its own share of drama and breach of trust reports, Kerry decided to do what many celebrities do when they're looking for love and a paycheck. At the same time, she joined the cast of Celebs Go Dating. Now, Celebs Go Dating is not your typical dating show. It's a beautifully crafted, slightly chaotic social experiment where celebrity love lives are placed in the hands of dating experts. The experts, with a knowing wink and a smile, match these famous singles with normal, everyday people, hoping to find them a genuine connection. But let's be real. It's also about the drama. It's about the awkward dates. It's about the train wrecks. It's about a celebrity's carefully curated public persona being torn down one bad date at a time. And in the latest episode, we were treated to a moment so raw, so perfectly awkward, that it feels like it was ripped straight from the pages of a satirical comedy script. Kerry, in her quest to find love, was matched with Dylan Tennant. Dylan is no stranger to reality TV, having been a part of Big Brother's 2023 series. He's a DJ, a music producer, and a man with a very compelling personal story, having lost a leg in a motorcycle accident. He's a guy who has been through a lot. A guy who, according to a source, is not shy or impressed by celebs. The perfect match for Kerry, right? A man who is grounded, a man with a story, a man who won't be starstruck. The experts, according to the report, thought it'd be a good match, but they were wrong. So very, very wrong. The date was set in Ibiza, a location that is supposed to be all sun, glamour, and romance. But what unfolded was anything but. We see Kerry walk up to meet Dylan, and almost immediately, before the poor man can even get a full word out, she says it. "You were the cook, weren't you? I knew it. I watched all of it. And I thought he were a moody little buck. You were snapping at all the birds." Now, let's just sit with that for a moment. Imagine you're on a first date. You're trying to make a good impression. You're trying to be charming. And the person you're with immediately calls you out on your reality TV past and declares to your face that they thought you were a moody little big shot. The silence that followed was deafening. The look on Dylan's face was a masterclass. In controlled discomfort, he was a fish out of water. He had just gone from the chaotic insular world of the Big Brother house to the equally chaotic but infinitely more public world of dating a tabloid queen. He's out of the dating scene. He's just out of a long-term relationship. And he's being confronted by a woman who is not just a celebrity, but a celebrity who is so blunt and so unfiltered. It's almost shocking. He's still trying to find his footing, as he said in an interview. And his footing just got yanked out from under him by a woman in a hot pink dress. The rest of the date, as we can imagine, was a slow-motion car crash. The initial awkwardness hung over them like a thick, suffocating fog. Kerry, in her own words, had to endure a toe-curling experience. A date that, From the moment she opened her mouth was doomed. The conversation, we can assume, never really found its rhythm. It was a one-sided interrogation, a series of uncomfortable laughs, and a lot of body language that screamed, "Get me out of here!" The experts watching from the sidelines must have been in a mix of horror and glee. This was exactly the kind of unscripted, genuine celebrity meltdown they live for. A perfect piece of television. But here's the thing, and this is the part of the story that elevates it from a simple bad date into a full-blown celebrity saga. It was never going to work. Not because Dylan was a moody little bardo, and not because Kerry was too blunt. It was because, according to insiders, Kerry's heart was already with someone else. A source told The Sun the experts knew he'd be a good match for Kerry, but she only had eyes for another man on the show, so Dylan was out of luck. And that other man? A man who a few weeks after this disastrous date aired has already reportedly moved in with her. We're talking about her new toy boy, the online fitness coach, Paolo Magaglione. Think about the psychological and emotional gymnastics that must have been happening on that date. Kerry is sitting there trying to make small talk with a man she just called a moody little buffer, all the while knowing that she's already developing a serious connection with someone else on the show. We can imagine her inner monologue. Just get through this, Kerry. Just get through this. Smile, nod, ask a question. Don't mention Paolo. Don't mention the fact that you're already fantasizing about your future with another man. Just be here. Be present. Be on a terrible date for a paycheck. It makes the entire scene so much more complex. The toe-curling moment wasn't just about a bad match. It was about a woman who was already halfway out the door, with her heart already belonging to someone else. The narrative of Kerry and Paolo's relationship, according to the sources, is the true behind-the-scenes love story of this season. It's the kind of romance that the show promises but rarely delivers. We see the dates, the small televised moments, but we don't see the real magic happening off camera. The secret late-night conversations, the shared laughs away from the producers, the moments of genuine connection that are too intimate for a camera to capture. The article reveals that they had a romantic holiday in Ibiza, and now they've already moved in together. An insider told The Sun, Paolo's already living in Kerry's home. They're together 24/7, so it just made sense for him to move in. This is not a casual fling. This is a serious relationship, and the timeline is insane. We're watching her go on a series of terrible dates, all the while knowing that she's already found her man. It makes us, the audience, feel like we're in on a secret, like we know something that the other people on the show don't. And that is what makes this so utterly compelling. The whole thing feels like a meta commentary on the nature of celebrity and reality television. Here we have a woman who shared a heartfelt, poignant post on Instagram ahead of her stint on the show. A voiceover that talks about waiting for the one who will make all the heartbreak and disappointment and tears makes sense. She's putting a very real, very vulnerable message out into the universe. And then she's immediately thrown into a series of awkward stage dates for our entertainment. It's a beautiful and slightly tragic juxtaposition. It shows us that for these celebrities, the search for love is both a very real human desire and a very public, very lucrative business. She went on Celebs Go Dating to find love, but she also went on it to make a show. And in the process, she found what she was looking for, but not in the way that the show had planned. The story of Kerry and Dylan is just one piece of a much larger, more fascinating puzzle. The cast of this season is full of its own drama and intrigue. We've got Love Island's Olivia Hawkins, Made in Chelsea's Sam Prince, and Too Hot to Handle's Louis Russell. And of course, there's Donna Preston, who joined the show after Christina. McGuinness realized she wasn't ready to date in the public eye. Every single one of them has a story. Every single one of them is on the show for a reason. Some are looking for love. Some are looking for fame. Some are just looking for a paycheck. And some, like Kerry, are finding something real in the most unexpected of places. All while we watch them go through a series of scripted, staged, and hilariously terrible moments. So where does this leave us? What have we learned from this truly legendary date? We've learned that sometimes the most dramatic moments on reality TV are the ones that happen in the uncomfortable silences. We've learned that a reality TV past can come back to haunt you in the most hilarious and awkward of ways. And we've learned that the true love stories of these shows are often happening just out of frame, away from the susu mirrors in a quiet corner where two people can actually get to know each other without the pressure of a network, a script, and 1,000 prying eyes. So the next time you're watching a celebrity on a dating show going through a toe-curling date, just remember, there might be a secret love story happening just off screen. A real romance. A love story that's unfolding in the quiet moments, in the moments that aren't for the cameras. And that, my friends, is the most fascinating reality TV drama of all.